Hi, I'm Debbie, and the Blue Postcard Avalanche is my brainchild. Why postcards? All enveloped mail, whose destination is Washington, D.C., is sent through a mailing clearinghouse in Virginia. Postcards don't meet the same scrutiny. They can be mailed directly to Washington and get there in the same amount of time that all other correspondence gets across the country. So we don't have to worry about that. And the reason for that is the 2002 anthrax attacks that came in the mail. And this protocol was put in place by the previous administration. See, I got my idea for this from watching the scenes at the end of Miracle on 34th Street, and where all the correspondence comes in and winds up on the judge's bench. And then at the end of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, when Jimmy Stewart is putting his hands through the myriads of baskets of telegrams. I think this is what we need to do, at least in my opinion. Emails and postcards can be invisible. And depending upon the honesty of our employees in Washington to tell us the truth of what we're actually saying with those emails and postcards, that's the difficulty. But an avalanche of millions of blue postcards from across the country being delivered by an armada of postal trucks to Washington, on the Hill and to the White House, is a physical manifestation of us and our opinions. We may not all be able to afford to be able to go to Washington and do a rally that would ring Congress on the streets, or make our voices and millions of people being heard around the White House, but our blue postcards can help do that for us. We can use this tool, and it's important, to tell our representatives in Washington our opinions about everything from raising the debt ceiling to talking about the fact that corporate America does not have the right to our national parks for their uranium mining pleasure, or even to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. The Facebook page for Blue Postcard Avalanche is Deb Blue Postcard. On that Facebook page, under notes, will be all of the address information for mailing to Washington, along with links to be able to get, if you so choose, to send a blue postcard to your state representative or your state senator in Washington, D.C., the same information. We must have a single, repeatable, cohesive message every day on these cards to prove to the "please show us your birth certificate" crowd what we're saying. So the message needs to say the same thing. And there's an added benefit. We're helping our post office. So every blue postcard that we send, and they will be coming in by the millions with your help, to Washington, D.C., will be able to help our postal service and all the union workers that work for it. So please join the Blue Postcard Avalanche. Not for me. I want nothing for this other than what's best for our country. Thank you very much, and I actually am very proud of my fellow Americans for doing everything that we can do to protect our democracy and our country, and the country that we remember from the past and the one we want to take into the future. Thank you for your help, and welcome to the Blue Postcard Avalanche. Okay, I'm standing in Office Max. That is index cardstock, which is 110 pound. Most postcards are 80 pound, paperweight. The cost here in Oregon is $13.99. You can't get anything darker blue. It would be nice, but the lighter blue actually makes it so that we can be able to read. They will be able to read what's on the cards. So this is what's available at Office Max. I will go on to my next in order to be able to finish this. Thank you, and on to the next video. Okay, phase 2 of the Blue Postcard Avalanche. This is index cardstock from Office Max at 110 pounds. I'm not talking about the thing, I'm talking about the paperweight, the skein. You have a big paper cutter, and it's easy enough to do that with the larger paper cutter. Each sheet will allow you to cut 4 out of a sheet. So that way you've got your 4 postcards a day out of 1 sheet. If you don't have a larger paper cutter and you have one of the small Fister paper cutters, they will most definitely cut with this. Okay, on to the next portion of the plan. These blue postcards can be used as a wonderful and very important tool in order to be able to send our opinions and our messages on everything from raising the debt ceiling to repealing DOMA to letting Congress know that we are not happy with the idea that our protected national parks are currently on the chopping block for them to be able to give land leases to corporate America for uranium mining and all of the side effects and devastation that uranium mining leaves behind. Thank you very much for listening to this message, and I welcome you to the Blue Postcard Avalanche.